as the church grew. However, the church that developed changed from the simple fellowship that we read about in the New Testament. As Rome became more Christian, the church became more like a worldly empire. As we look at these things, we also examine the life of the pivotal figure Constantine.
Diabetes.
From the letter to Diabetes. Temptation we face is to try to pick and choose things we like and find comfortable in God's Word, to thus conform the Word of God to our wishes and desires. To what tribe did Attila belong? The Huns. In what year did Odoacer declare himself king of Rome? 476. I'm presuming that's AD. What changed about the composition of the Roman army in the later empire? In the later, citizens avoided military service and more mercenaries were hired who had little loyalty to Rome.
Going to be starting off opinion writing. We still have to do a little bit, another story. You'll have to write another story narrative because the first time I had you pick one of the prompts. Yes. So the next one you will
Make up
your own. Alright, okay. Opinion writing. Opinion writing tells what the author or someone else thinks or feels about something and provides reasons and support that support the opinion. It is the author's thoughts, feelings, or beliefs about a topic. Well, the thing about writing, I know this from doing accounting too. Sometimes they teach you what I consider bad habits, just so that you can get started.
It tells you to stop doing
right, so that you can get started. And I put bad habits in quotation marks, right? But then as you get older or you get better, it tells you need to improve, and things that would have been acceptable when you were earlier on, in your schooling.
Now you need to throw those away.
You need to throw those away and come up with, that's the best way to say it, yeah. So for now, yes, I think. Okay, all right. Does the text have my voice? The voice I use when I talk to my family and friends. And this is why, even though we use Grammarly, why sometimes I will tell you all to ignore certain corrections. If it's grammatically incorrect, like, it's supposed to have a comma or a capital letter,
But especially when you're writing a story narrative, you'll usually see a lot of things that you don't actually need to correct. It's just that Grammarly doesn't know about your story. Well, yeah, because if you use made-up terms, it will say this is not a word and you have to add it to your personal Grammarly dictionary. But another thing is I noticed that with my voice, whether I'm writing my story or I'm writing an essay for school, I'm unnecessarily using long phrases instead of simple words. So I get a whole lot of clarity corrections regardless of what I'm trying to correct in Grammarly, but I usually just...
Right, and if it is you wanted to, like, if it is you saw the suggestion, right, and this is my opinion, then you saw the suggestion and you also agree that it's like it's too wordy, right, then you can choose to, okay, I'll take this clue and try to improve my wordiness, but not at the expense where you no longer sound like you, right, and it sounded like the AI.
And you sounded like a growling stomach.
Oh, you sounded like my growling stomach, I know, yes. Right. But anyway,
Are you
yes.
gonna eat sometime? You're not gonna eat anything today?
Never.
Wow!
Okay. Alright. Where are we?
All their damage using those extremely strong rotating winds.
So it's 11:45, and the kids would have finished with taking their walking, getting a little bit of exercise, and now they have some time during the day where they can work on some of their, interest-based, skill-based stuff. And then we'll start back school at 1 o'clock. At the beginning of the term, I restructured our day to allow them time to kind of break up school, kind of giving this a try. But it was also supposed to allow me some time to work on some of the things that I want to work on, for my own sanity. But I have to do better, in using the time that I have, because I have found myself using the time to catch up on things that I'm behind in, or doing housework. Anyway, that being said, I do need to correct these 2 workbooks though, just a few pages each. About 2 years ago, I had actually stopped using workbooks with them, all of them, but at this stage I think it's going to be useful for my younger 2. They have actually finished, I know they finished with cursive, but I believe they might be finished or almost finished with their reading comprehension. So I think it'll be useful for them to get some practice using the reading comprehension exercises in here that is based on, not just because it's, to see if it is they can at least meet, what it is I believe kids would be doing in regular school or public school. And I think I've mentioned quite a few times on my channel, I really have nothing against public school, and if God forbid we have to send them to school, it is what it is. But I always like to make sure that they can at least perform at the same level as students or kids their own age, their own grade. Anyway, but I also want them to use these to work on their handwriting. I'm always, pushing them to, neaten up their handwriting, whether they choose to write in cursive or just regular handwriting, to write neater. But for the reading comprehension, I'm going to have them take their time with it, and then once they read the passage, and like I tell them, read, and then always read for understanding, answer the questions, try to do it properly. Then I'm going to have them do what it is we do with our writing, where they're going to use the program that we use, and they're going to check their sentences for errors, right, or suggested errors. So it's going to be a very slow process, but I'm hoping that I'm trying to add in as much as I can without overloading them. As I said, they did finish, I believe, 2 subjects already. I'm trying to add in as much as possible to help them in the language arts block, right? And just like I did before, if I think it's too much or it's just busy work, we'll just pull it back out. Now I did get the book according to the grade that they're in, 4th and 6th grade. If I feel like I need to go 1 grade higher, then I'll do so, or if lower. It was between this comprehensive curriculum and the complete curriculum. I actually have the 4th grade level for the complete curriculum. Maybe it's because of where they're at now, or I'm not sure, but for some reason, but besides the size, with them having their main curriculum, I don't know, it's just a bit much because they do, they have curriculum outside of this, but also it had so many multiple choice, options for the reading comprehension. I want them to actually answer, like in their own words. So I decided the 4th grade I think is brand new, so I would just go ahead, the other one that I have. So I'll go ahead and probably donate that, and I got the 4th grade for my 4th grader. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and correct these because I want them to work on these one exercise or so on a Saturday, and then on days and we're off, and we're actually off tomorrow because I have a doctor's appointment for my 11-year-old. So I need to correct this so that they can go ahead and check the sentences and stuff tomorrow. And then I'm hoping that I can get something else done this evening. I have reading with my younger 2, and then they have a spelling. They're going to be doing the spelling exercise today on their own. They're going to do spelling, and they still have typing. And then my eldest, she's actually finished with all of her subjects. She did some in her own time. However, we are going to try and squeeze in another history lesson today because we're off tomorrow, and because we didn't do actual history lessons the last 2 weeks, and for us to be able to complete an entire week, we both decided we're going to try and do 2 lessons today. To get a whole lesson done, she usually does the Bible reading early in the morning when she's having her breakfast, or the night before. That way we don't have to read, like spend the time reading that. And of course, because I'm aware of the scripture, then we're both on the same page. So that's how we kind of, I guess, allow for us to just be able to do history in 40-45 minutes. And yeah, so the last 2 weeks what she did was work on, she was finishing up building up the
Maison Carré
using Legos. I'll put a B-roll here. So she's working on that. She's almost finished. And then we were working on correcting some of her essays for both writing and history. So anyway, so we're hoping to get back on track and completing whole history lessons this week so that we can stay on track and I don't want it to get to the point where at the end of the term we still have so much to do. So anyway, I'm going to try and get this done quickly and then see if I can get something else done before we wrap up the day. This evening I'm hoping to get our lettuce seeds started. I'm hoping I have enough seeds. I think I do. I don't know, we'll see. Even if I don't have enough, I think I'm still going to go ahead and get it started, but I'm going to have us start those as well today, and then that's what the rest of our day is probably going to look like. divide it into syllables.
My, na.
All right. Now, if we had to tag minor, what tags would be used?
My would be open because I is saying its name, and ner would be bossy R.
Yes. All right. Okay. All right. Now teach COM. Build the word complete. Tabs. Complete.
Complete.
This first syllable is used in many words, okay? So it's one of those syllables that you want to become very familiar with, okay? C-O-M, okay? Complete, comprehension, computer, okay? There's a lot of words that use company, comprehend, comprehension, yes, okay? Company, comply, there's a lot of words. Command, compare, complain. Alright, so it is after 4. Finishes a little bit later than we usually do because I don't really tape during school that much anymore. But it's okay. They were okay with it because they don't have school tomorrow. I actually didn't have enough letter seeds, so I'll have to ask my husband to pick up a little bit. I definitely overestimated how much letter seeds I have. And even if he comes home later, I think I will go ahead and go out there and sprinkle the rest of it and cover it up and get that squared. I do have a lot of dishes that I need to get washed up, so I think the girls and I are going to go downstairs, get that done, and that's how I'm going to end this vlog. Thank you so much for watching. If you do, hope your homeschool, the second semester, if you're about where I'm at, it started off fine, and I will talk to you in another video. Bye.